Sometimes the weekend just doesn't seem to be enough. High school students are plagued with challenges many think they can't face alone, fighting for popularity and seniority, all while having to maintain grades, attendance, their reputation, everything. While students are granted the weekend, not every student has those days to rest, relax, and recharge. Some have jobs, families, extra activities that'll take up their free days. How can students fight stressors from their school day? Well, in this speech, we'll discuss some topics of conversation that often come up in this discussion. The grade that averages out to be the hardest for students, the problems that can develop in a student's life while they're in school, and homework. Is it really worth the time and effort? Uh, to start off, high school is a really important part of a person's education. It's the final stage before college, basically where you'll shape your life. Many agree that junior year in high school is the hardest and most stressful among the four, and many for the same reasons. Surveyed students agreed that later in their high school experience is where a lot of their problems lie. A lot of stress is placed on their shoulders. One survey showed that teens rated their stress levels at 5.8 out of 10, while the average adult graduated from high school already has ranked their stress at around 3.8 out of 10. The difference isn't startling, but teens have claimed in many cases that they experience more stress than their adult counterparts, like parents or graduated friends and family. School can be stressful, but there are some special cases in which a person has experienced less than average stress. A blog post I found, edited by Donovan Collins in 2019, stated that going into school he was nervous, but once he'd gotten into the habit of being in school, he discovered that his experience was nothing like the others in the TV shows had described. He called most shows based in high school exaggerated and dramatized. This is the case for the lucky few, but if school isn't difficult for you, or school is difficult for you, there are ways of coping with that stress. As a student, your parents can become involved in your learning. You can visit your school's counselors or attend tutoring sessions. As a parent, you could help your student child with their workload, help them and teach them much needed organization and management skills in the home so they can apply these skills to their school day. As well as helping your student child with stress, you as a parent can monitor for their mental health. Students find stressors and may find ways to cope with them, but many, if not most, have serious trouble dealing with their mental health struggles. In 2019, a CDC survey revealed that nearly 40% of students gained regular mental health struggles while learning through the COVID-19 pandemic at its height. Anxiety and depression are two of the most common mental problems found among students. With declining health can come declining grades, and that failing mental status will feed off the repercussions of those failing grades, sending a student into a spiral that they work so hard to avoid. There are programs available for students from any grade and any school system or district. Overall funding has been cut for such programs, making them more inaccessible for students who really need them. IDEA and ESEA support these programs, but they continue to have less and less support from the SDFSCA and local grant programs. Homework is a word that no high schooler is excited to hear. Many teachers interviewed stated that they don't give homework because it took up students' free time and wasn't really worth it. Some children's health experts will agree that it can be stressful and only add on to other problems students face, even if their school life is perfect and peaceful. Researchers agree to disagree with some of these studies, as homework is a helpful way of remembering information. Sending students home with work based on the day's lesson is a way to strengthen the way that they take in information. A term often used to describe this way of remembering is retrieval practice. This practice helps students with their memory, as you'd have to wait to do the homework, thus you would have to recall the information without using notes or hearing it. Doing work after freshly learning information will not help you recall or keep information in. Homework done at the home in the student's own time can actually help them create a schedule for themselves that can aid in discovering more free time. And when the work is done, that's less stress on the student. In all, there are many ways that students in high school can become stressed. Teens feel that they fight alone throughout their years in school, and many have trouble keeping it together. There are ways to combat school stress, such as seeking tutoring services or mental health professionals. Seeking help from others is also a really good way to go if you're overwhelmed. High school is the most important part of a student's life, as it prepares them for college and the rest of their adult lives. Parents helping struggling students and services being offered to students in need will ease the stress America's teens feel on the daily. These practices can help fight mental health issues and settle the mind of the upset student. Addressing and fighting these stressors will feed a future successful student.